This is the perfect list for a successful backyard baseball, next generation backyard baseball game. If you do all of these things I'm about to list out, the game is a hit. Sports Illustrated, one of the most reliable news networks in all of the world. A news network that I was very familiar with in about 7th, maybe even 6th grade. They are reporting that a new backyard sports video game is already deep in production. We want to make sure that's a really authentic experience for our fans. We also have a good understanding of what people loved about the original games, the greatest roadmap that we have as producers, and the creators of this next iteration of this franchise is taking a look at what worked in the past and making it even better for the future. Amazing. Dude, if they do television, are we going to get backyard sports on Netflix before GTA 6? When I started streaming this freaking game, I had no idea that we were rebooting an entire franchise. And it's been pretty sick. I have been backyardified, bitch's hat and everything, which is crazy. They're making a new game. It's already deep in development. They haven't announced what game it is. I would assume it'd be baseball. Those are honestly the true hits of the series. Here's what they need to do. What playground productions should do to have a successful new gen backyard baseball? Exactly. Lindsay, Chris, I hope you're watching. This is free information. If you do all of these things I'm about to list out, the game is a hit. Online, 1v1. That's it. Online 1v1 queue. Better stat management. So right now it's subcategory. Right now we have batting, pitching, running, and fielding. If they're already thinking about making the kids version and the adults version, I don't think they should go too crazy with this. But I think they could add a couple more stats. Keep the 10 ball stat format. It's cute. It's cool. Custom leagues that you can set up with more. Nope. I'm gonna keep it there. More team names plus adjectives, more power-ups. I did a podcast with the Backyard Sports Online guys. We came up with a couple new power-ups. I think more power-ups and different ones. So like base running power-ups, fielding power-ups, etc. Night games. Rapid fire here. Fields that change mid-game. I've thought about this so much before. Fields that change mid-game. I want there to be a field where, I don't know, the Ekmans are moving out and they're in right field. And then all of a sudden, in the 4th inning, the moving truck gets loaded up and takes off. And then now right field's longer. You know what I mean? Like doing that sort of stuff would be really cool. Seasons on fields. I'll put before weather and different seasons affecting the fields. And on top of that, and specifically wind. How do I even phrase this? I'm just gonna say abnormal base paths. Hear me out. What I mean by this, and I don't know the right verbiage, and maybe we'll find it in it while we talk about it. But when I used to play backyard baseball, like legitimately with my neighbors and stuff, the bases were never they were never right. You used the sewer grate as second base, but it was 40 feet from first and 90 feet from third. You know what I mean by that? Like the base paths need to also be goofy. And on top of that, dude, if you could create a field with backyard assets for online, that would be crazy. Guys, we're cooking. Design your own field. Yep. We're on the right. We're mind melded. More handicapped and disabled kids. Honestly though, more disabled kids. Have you guys heard my blind kid one? Blind kid. Okay, hear me out. The blind kid hits, but since he doesn't know where the bases are, and how is he gonna hit? I'm not sure. Maybe he just bunts. But his seeing eye dog runs the bases. Blind kid, we already have Jorge. True. What other disabilities could we give children? No, let's move by this one. Let's move right by this. But you guys get what I mean here. Let's rephrase this. More inclusion. On a real note, multiple people have DM'd me on Instagram saying, I was in a wheelchair, dude, being able to play a sports game that I maybe even was able to play, or I now play a para version of, and have a para athlete representative, Kenny Kawaguch, on the squad. That's fucking awesome. So let's just say that. We'll leave it to more inclusion. Speaking of strengths, I think in season mode, okay, hold on. Let's see how to improve seasons. How to improve seasons. I think bench player. You have 9 players and 1 bench kid. Someone's got to ride the bench. And honestly, on that, whoa. I'm going back up for a second. On that note, more secret stat combos, i.e. Del Vecchios versus each other, Cootie plus BJB, Weber, twins, etc. And one that I've always wanted is you have a bad player like Kimmy, but she's on your bench, right? Kimmy on bench, her family's rich, she brings gear, right? So while she's on the bench and on the team, she actually boosts all the players. Buff based on which position a kid plays. Yes, bench is needed. It doesn't need to be a deep bench. It just needs to be one bench. Not a lot of games. How many are in 97? Maybe 12 season games. Who cares? And then BO3 to BO5 is fine. Pinch runner DH? Question mark. Maybe a setting. Become a player mode. That's a whole different mode, but I do like it. I think kids, especially, not even, what was it called? Be a pro. It was called Be a Pro. Be a kid. Be a kid season. That's so smart. Yes, you guys are cooking. Better customization of kids, of created kids. More hairstyles, body type, etc. Backyard Baseball Road to the Show. Exactly. I think that's the show version, Road to the Show. I'm more familiar with the FIFA one, which was Be a Pro. I think they've renamed it since, but that was always fun. I don't think a lot of adults would get much out of that. Maybe they would weirdly kind of relive some stuff, but I think kids would go actually really enjoy this. Juice level icon for all players. Dude, oh, now we're talking about UI. Okay, hold on. Let's put this down in UI. Juice stat visible. Love it. X factor when the kids are on a roll. Dude, I don't hate that either. Let's distill that down a little bit though. I think I want to add on to that in secret stat combos with if Ahmed hits a bomb, now Amir is boosted. Tony loves when gets boosted. Tony gets a boost when someone steals a base while he's at bat. Hella conditional ones. In a clutch stat, is that the 5th stat? I don't... Mental? Mental? There needs to be one more. I think 5 is fine. That way you have the kid who's I want to be the smarts kid. How to improve seasons? I think the format needs to be light. So what's a good let me crack something open real quick. There's something from this game I think they should straight up rip off. There are certain characters that just have this guy is clutch or something. Power versus right-handed pitchers. Just something this guy's, yeah. Jose clutches. If you're down by 1 and it's the 6th inning, stat boost for Jorge Garcia or whatever. Just one thing on top of each kid, a little spice, because you don't want to over complicate it, but also kids nowadays are playing much more complicated games, and I think they can handle it. So when a kid looks at it and they just go, "Oh, clutch, Dad, what's clutch mean?" It means you're really good in pressure situations. They go, "Oh, cool," and then all of a sudden they're feeling pressure, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Dimitri can do it." It's not gonna be Dimitri, but you guys know what I mean. Every thing needs to be able to translate to kids, which really just distills down to it needs to be simple. Achievements, cosmetics, hella cosmetics. Cosmetics, who cares? But on top of that, guys, gear. Well, I'll even add this into season. Gear. As you go to playoffs, you get new batting gloves, or you obtain shoes for Cootie. The more you play, the more you unlock better upgrades. Yes, yes, yes. More Easter eggs. Easter eggs are always good. More fields. That should be a given. More fields, I'll even add with personality. And then field, I'm going to add, going back to secret stat combos, field combos, field stat boosts, minuses, more. Giving Marky Du Bois shoes would just majorly nerf him. Yeah, but what if there's a requirement in the best of 3 series getting to the playoffs at the other, at the other league, the other BBL league? They're probably not going to use BBL. This is good, guys. We're designing the game right now. Batting. How to improve batting. Better indicator of timing. Slow, early, late, etc. And that could be with vocal lines, like Vinny goes like, that one, you were late on that one. But whatever. Do they need new characters? I think they should start working on new characters, but let me counter the argument. I think having the 30 backyard characters is really important, and they already have personality. So why spend too much on the first game? No need for more development on that front. But what they should do, better design on the, I'm gonna call them antagonist kids. No more generic. Some generics, but let's have Star Moonbeam look like she's gonna buy crystals when she's 15 to 20. Let's give these characters, who's one? Oh, Henri Deschennes. Henri, like, let's put some design on them. As much as the quote, like, they need to have antagonist characters. There needs to be the evil kids. And honestly, that's good for their TV series too. Come on, dude, maybe they should hire me. Pitching. How could we improve pitching? Different kids should have different pitches. That's simple enough. Certain kids can't throw a heater, but they can throw sliders and like just more stuff. And on that front, more secret stat combos. Where's more power-ups? More power-ups. I said this on the podcast before. Kid-specific power-ups. Hear me out. Kid-specific ones. Going back to Del Vecchio. If you have Tony Del Vecchio on your team, you have a chance to get... I associate him with like a mob family, and I don't know if that's going to be right, but then you can get like basically a free stolen base. You guys know what I mean with this kid-specific power-ups based on your team, or maybe based on what they do. Ahmed hits a crazy ball in the first inning, and then you hear that bloop, bloop, bloop. And then now you have a sonic boom effect with his jukebox or something that knocks everyone on the... Like, stuff like that is really cool. So all of this stuff is going to improve the online meta too. If you can improve this and have like a different meta game, basically what these do, the secret stat combos that I'm thinking of, plus these kid-specific power-ups, plus, where was it? Like the bench player, or wait, these. All of that allows you to create with those 30 kids a bunch of different teams that aren't just Pete, Pablo, Keisha, Mikey, Ahmed, and just hit bombs. You can have a speed team. You can play small ball, and you get certain kid-specific boosts that are good for small ball. Maybe Lulu has a better bunt than anybody else. Stuff like that. Team name boosts. Oh, I love that. Team name boosts. More team boosts. Minuses too. I'll add minuses in there as well. Here's something that I want. So the example that I'm going to start this conversation with is like the vision stat. It's a secret stat. Secret. It's hidden in the game, but it is in the game. So Jorge has the worst vision, 1 in vision, even though he does have glasses. So what that means is when I think Kenny has the best, if I'm correct. But when a pop fly is up, it's harder for him to figure out where the pop fly is going. So like the circle is really big, or else when he's batting, the pitch indicator circle is much bigger for Jorge than it is for Kenny. So, which is why I play with it on, because that means it's a gameplay factor. I think that should be always on, and we should just work around it, because I think it's interesting to have different kids have different strengths and weaknesses. So it's harder to hit with certain kids. It's harder to catch. You shouldn't put Jorge in the outfield. For a season, captain. Elect a captain, and that gives you a stat for the team. Similar to the bench a player example I gave with Kimmy. Maybe if you elect Pablo captain, everyone hits a little harder or whatnot. Clubhouse morale. Okay, not only are you on brand, but I like that. You're on brand and I like that. Super glove, sticky defense. Yeah, stuff like that. We're just throwing that in. Those ideas, that's just under this umbrella. Talk for another hour, we could have 1,000 power-ups. Beat a season with this player as your captain, then unlocks like a certain thing. Maybe they have a different, I'm thinking League of Legends, but skin, so different cosmetics, different gear that they can use. And if Playground Productions did all of this, the game goes so hard. Okay, the example I'm thinking of is like, you know how Bluey is a kid's show? But have you ever watched a Bluey episode? I was at my friend's house who has kids and Bluey was on and we were like doing something else and I was like near the room and I'm like, I felt myself going like, dude, like Bluey's good. Got the cosmetics of a kid's show because they're all dogs and it's like, whoa. But like, that's just a good show. But I think they should take the same approach to this. Kids that you don't pick become captains of the other team. I like that. Yeah, so each mini games, smart, mini games, bat flip. What was the one we called it flip. We would do it like pregame out in the outfield. We'd play flip. A kickball mode. Oh, now we're cruising. Kickball mode. Kickball mode is so smart. And on that front, wiffle ball mode. So much animation work. They don't even have to do this all at once. They could literally release this and like power-ups and stuff and weather and new fields and then freaking add on mini games as they go. It doesn't need to be a live service game, but it could be a game that gets updates and not even patches. But like if it just exists on Steam, Kenny playing kickball is crazy. Okay. DLC. Honestly, somebody memed and said microtransactions, but I think if you just add cosmetics on top of a game as microtrans and some no stat gear, but like cool looking gear and Halloween costumes for the kids, like just cosmetics for all the kids. Like League of Legends made an entire business model off of that. I mean, Fortnite does as well, but like people meme on microtransactions, but as long as they don't affect the game, like I'm cool with it. Anyways, I think this is the perfect list for successful backyard baseball, next generation backyard baseball game. Cross-platform, they could absolutely they should and absolutely could cross-platform this. This is what they should do for the next generation game. And for the YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and join the Discord. And thanks for watching. Editor, we're adding this on the list. Game mode that would own online called Ghost Runner. Could be just Ghost Runner. You guys remember playing with Ghost Runners? You create a kid to use. That is you or whatever. It's your avatar. And you play in Ghost Runner mode. That kid is pitching. That kid is batting. That kid is always batting. That kid is always pitching. And when you hit your...
Dad, I can't wait to play soccer with you again as coach.
See what I'm talking about?
Can I play mid-dive?
But anyways, the Ghost Runner, as you hit, your Ghost Runner avatar goes to first. And then they move around.
Hey, Dad, I practiced my vocals today.
I can join awkward now, so epic.
Online Ghost Runner mode absolutely goes hard. Just sounds like what I did with my brother as a kid. That's exactly why they should add it. Because that's how I used to play too. It'd be me and my friend across the street. And we'd be like, you want to play baseball? And then you'd play baseball and you'd hit and you'd be like, all right, that was two. That was a double. 1 out, Ghost Runner on second. Like that was how you played. Basically a true 1v1. Exactly. Can somebody put in a patent for that? I know you can patent things, ideas. Maybe I need to do that. I think that's the smartest idea I've ever had.
Thanks for lowering the GTS price, Dad, but I still don't know why I have to pay to talk to you.